Our next question, Jim, sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Alex in San Antonio, Texas. What does Jim think of Too Cool?
Too hot Scott Taylor and Too Cool Brian Christopher, or Too Sexy Brian Christopher, were the team of Too Cool.
With Rikishi, correct.
Yeah. I get everything was working at that point in time. The dancing and everything was a little over the top for me, and the ass shaking and all the stuff with big Rikishi's Samoan ass. Brian Christopher was a heck of a talent. He could work and he could talk, and he took a few things from Lawler because, the family, obviously the genes, the family, traits. He did a couple of, but he was completely different as a personality, completely different as a worker. And, he wasn't just like trying to be a clone of his dad. And I always liked Scott Taylor. He wasn't blessed with a lot of size, but he was a great kid and he worked hard. And I was glad to see that, that he got some recognition and some royalties in that little run with, the whole worm thing. I wasn't particularly a fan of either, but Scott's such a nice guy, and it was something, right? But it was that Attitude Era showbiz stuff that they were throwing in as well. But Brian could work and fucking Scott could work. And Scott was a wonderful kid. Brian, as we all know, had, some bad habits, but honestly, he was probably the more talented of the two because he had that somewhat obnoxious streak that a lot of stars have, whereas Scott was a nice, normal guy that just enjoyed being a wrestler. But I like the team. Like I said, all the trappings around it, the worm and the dancing and everything, probably everything that everybody liked about those guys. I wasn't a fan. I liked Brian Christopher when he was a single heel in a believable wrestling territory when he was, working in Memphis. And I liked Scott Taylor. Honestly, he was a heck of a fucking baby face, but he was a very good worker and a great kid.